Hello friend, welcome to my channel Agile with Anirban. So this is Anirban Naha. I am having around 18 years of overall industry experience and I am working in this Agile fields almost over 7.5 years, right? So I have played various roles, Scrummaster, then Agile coach, and to some extent like Agile consultant role in various engagements. So now I think this is the high time I should actually return back or give back my learning to all of you guys, right? So that basically you also can get some idea. I'll not say enrich, but at least I can share some of my experience with all of you, so that actually it will help you in your journey also, right? So today actually I have choose one topic, right? How you can start one Agile project, right? It seems to be a very simple topic to you, right? But trust me, my friends, right? This topic seems to be simple, but often we make mistakes. And if you are not following the process it should follow, your landing will not be safe. You will have a crash landing. And to avoid that, I would share some of my best practices with you, right? Let's start. So there will be controversies, right? That Sprint Zero, whether Agile is suggesting Sprint Zero or not, whether in any of the Scrum guides there are any mention of Sprint Zero or not, there will be debates, friend. But I would say Sprint Zero is definitely required. Sprint Zero is your preparatory sprint, my friend, right? So if you are starting one journey or one war, and if you are not well equipped with all your weapons, all your required stuffs, how can you go for the fight, right? First, before going into the battle, before going into the war, you have to have all your weapons handy. You have to gather all your soldiers. You have to train all your soldiers and say, right, this is what they should do, this is what they should not do, and this is how they should attack their enemies. Exactly the same thing we do in Sprint Zero, right? Sprint Zero is our preparatory sprint. There you identify the resources, you identify the Scrum Master, you identify the developers, you identify the tester, you identify the BS, and then last but not the least, you identify the product owners who will basically define the entire product guidelines for your team. You will train them the way they should actually execute in Agile world. Then you need to basically ensure they are having all the required accesses. You will give them the training with all your expected processes they should start following. Then what I would suggest towards the end of the Sprint Zero, you can have Sprint Zeros like for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks also, right? It depends on your volume of the project or volume of the work you are targeting. Based on that you can actually define your Sprint Zero. But whatever the duration or length it would be, my suggestion would be, my friends, like for last 20% of the time, right? For example, if you are having a 2 weeks, that means 10 days of Sprint Zero, then at least last 2 days, right, you should have a dedicated 2 days for building some of the product backlogs handy, so that whenever you will start with the first sprint 1, before that you have at least 2 sprints of backlog ready, so that your team members are not sitting idle, right? So this is what your Sprint Zero. Without Sprint Zero you cannot have a safe landing in the Agile world. Now Sprint 1, the way I look at it, the Sprint 1 is, right? So I have asked this question to several individuals, what is Agile? So there are several answers I also got, and most of them are correct, right? That Agile is like inspect and adaptation, Agile is continuous delivery, and so forth. But the way I look at it, the way I look at Agile definition is, Agile means continuous learning. Plain and simple, continuous learning. And Sprint Zero is the best example of your the continuous learning. Sprint zero, as the agile coach or as a scrum master, you will expect the most of the problems are going to get unearthed, because in sprint zero you should not expect everything will be rosy, everything will be hunky-dory, everything will be perfect. No, my friend. Sprint zero team are just starting the agile execution. They tend to make the mistake. If everything is correct, then there are definitely some problems. So in sprint zero there will be issues, right? So what you should do, you should not target for some big commitments for sprint zero. Take some small commitments. Let the team basically adapt with the process. Let them get started with the daily stand-ups. Set the expectation, what they're expected from daily stand-up. They should say basically what they have done yesterday, what they are going to do today, what are their blockers, what are their impediments, and so on and so forth. Then you basically accustom them with the product backlog, right? What they are supposed to do in product backlog, right? For example, from the raw product backlog, they will see, right, whether those backlog items are meaningful or not, whether from that they can actually start development or not. Then in the product review or sprint review, whatever they have committed, let them see, right, how many of them basically they have completed, and they are able to give the demo. And most importantly, now the tricks will come in the retrospective, right? In the retrospective, let's have a candid discussion with all of the team members. What actually went right, what actually went wrong, right? And I'm expecting lot of things will go wrong in the first sprint, and there basically you will start inspecting and adapting, right? In the first sprint, whatever have gone wrong, you will try to make course correction and rectification in the upcoming sprint. That means in sprint 2. So sprint 2, which is basically your first sprint of the adaptation. That means in sprint 1 you have started the journey towards the end of the sprint 1, you did the retrospective, you have inspected. Now this is the time where you will implement the adaptation. That means what you have inspected, from that you will do the course correction and get the ball rolling. In sprint 2, again you start with all the ceremonies, starting from basically the sprint planning, then you will have the daily stand-up, then basically your demo session, which is your basically sprint review. Then again towards the end of the sprint 2, you will have your retrospective of sprint 2. There again, I'm not expecting in sprint 2 everything will be corrected. No, that is not going to happen, my friend. In sprint 2, there will be definitely certain things where course correction would be required. But here what I am expecting, the things, or basically things which went wrong will be much more lesser than the sprint 1. That means your list will come down. In sprint 3 onwards, what will happen? You are going to basically inspect and adaptation and get the ball rolling, and that is how you can actually safely land into the agile project. Now my friend, when I'm saying agile, here I'm specifically talking about Scrum. So where you will basically apply this learning, right, or whatever I have shared with you just now, right, where you will apply. There will be two scenarios, right? You are starting a project afresh. Customer has said that this is the project work you need to complete, and this one you basically whether it will be driven by customer, that is you actually drive the project in agile, or you have decided by your own, right? Or there can be another situation, right, when your existing project is running in waterfall or in some other methodologies, right, and you are going to adapt agile. For both the scenarios, my friend, these steps are very, very important. So my suggestion would be, like, if you are starting a agile project, or you are basically going from a waterfall to agile. Please keep these best practices in mind. You will definitely have a safe landing. So that is what I just wanted to share as part of our today's discussion. I hope at least something you actually get from this session. Please let me know. I'll definitely come up with more useful videos, or like whatever I am facing day to day in my day to day agile life, I'll share with all of you. So till then, stay safe, stay healthy, stay good. Thank you all for watching.